Okay, we're live. Cristiano Arreola versus Bermane Stiverne for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Here with BJ. Garrett boxing. We're gonna talk some boxing finally. BJ, what's your take on the? What's your take? Who you got?
I got Stiverne by UD. I don't think he gonna knock him out.
Yeah. Why do you say that? What do you see in Stiverne that you think is gonna go on the cards and it will knock him and go on points?
You know, I didn't see. It's what I didn't see from Arreola. Like, I didn't see Arreola really handle Stiverne. You know, I don't even minus the knockout. You know, Stiverne was getting the best of Arreola the majority of the rounds. You know, Chris Arreola, he came on strong early, but then that was the end of it. Once Stiverne started timing him, that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're talking about the knockdown earlier on, and also Arreola got his nose broken in the fight, right?
Yeah, he got his nose broke. That's why I don't think that Stiverne's gonna KO him, because shit, he fucked him up pretty bad last time, and he wasn't able to stop him. So I think this time, you know, he'll just outpoint him. Hopefully he don't get cheated. Hopefully it's wide enough where they don't cheat him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right, man. Hopefully. I don't know, like, it seems like a lot of people maybe favoring Arreola. Have you heard? I mean, you're in the States. Do you know anything about it? And a lot of people, let's put it out there. A lot of, obviously, black people favoring Stiverne, and a lot of, obviously, Mexican. But I think, in general, a lot of people want Arreola to win. What do you think about that?
Arreola more popular. You know, he's more popular. I think a lot of people are feeding into the hype that Arreola was out of shape, and you know that because he's been in the gym now that he's going to be a different fighter. I think he's the same fighter. You know, he waits till I think he's gonna probably be at one of his lowest weights since becoming a heavyweight. You know, coming into the fight, so he's gonna be in better shape. But I don't think that's gonna help him. I don't think that's enough to pull it out, because it wasn't an issue of fatigue. He didn't lose because he got tired. You know, he lost because he was getting timed, and Stiverne was just getting the best of him.
Yeah. Stiverne's he's a very quiet guy, but he's a very serious guy, man. I don't know really too much of his background, but seems like he come from a hard upbringing, and what I'm hearing from Arreola's coming light, so I guess he's trying to use probably more speed and a bit more movement. But you know, Stiverne, this is the big stage, man. You reckon they're gonna get any? This is the big stage. Arreola's been there. He's fought for the world championship before. I mean, obviously he lost to Stiverne, but this is gonna be a big thing. I mean, a lot of people are watching this, man. So do you reckon that might get Stiverne and that might hinder him in anything?
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think he's gonna get blinded by the light, so to speak. I think he's gonna come in there and he gonna show up and, you know, keep his head in the match. I seen he got a little angry at one of the press conferences, so
yeah.
But I don't think, the thing is, here's the thing. It's not like Stiverne didn't get hit by Arreola. You know, he tasted Arreola's power. You know, Arreola caught him with some good shots. Arreola's not going to come in hitting any harder. Unless Stiverne has lost a step because he is in his 30s. I don't see Arreola doing much of nothing different.
I know, you know what? I'm trying to bring a case for Arreola, but you know what I'm saying? You reckon it's going to be a different fight from
He lost, man. You know, he lost. It wasn't, you got hit once and got knocked out. If it was any of these situations, like he got hit once, got knocked out, or maybe he was tired, or maybe it was close and he got cheated. If it was any of those situations, then I could say, yeah, I could see it, make a case of Arreola's going to win. But Arreola lost to Stiverne. I think he beat the shit out of Seth Mitchell, and now he's backing up with Stiverne. Like, you know, it's not like he learned anything or he became a better fighter. He's going to be in better shape, but he's not going to do to Stiverne what he did to Mitchell. I think he may start a little bit faster, but I still don't think he has enough power to stop Stiverne, given the fact that he touched him up last time, and that wasn't enough.
Yeah, man. I give it to you, buddy. It's true. He got outclassed, man. I mean, it wasn't competitive. Arreola was competitive, but you know, Stiverne. You know why I keep in this fight? You know, maybe Stiverne might be overconfident. You know, because he beat him convincingly in the first fight. I mean, he more or less got to do the same. What adjustments do you think Arreola's gonna do? I mean, he has lost weight. What do you think his game plan is coming in to try and you know, because he knows what Stiverne's bringing. How do you think he's gonna adjust? Because that's what it's about.
Arreola's best bet, because Stiverne got them dinosaur arms. His best bet is to try to stay on the outside, which he's not gonna do. Uh, don't throw as many punches. What I mean, like if you're gonna throw a combination, keep it short. Come in with one or two punches. I mean, one or two punches, two or three punches. Don't stand in the pocket so long, throw so many punches and getting yourself time. Try to frustrate Stiverne early and try to get Stiverne coming forward to where he can keep him on the end of his jab and keep him on the end of his power. You know, keep Stiverne where he can hit Stiverne and Stiverne can't hit him. Other than that, and I don't see that happening because that's not who Arreola is.
Mm-hmm. For real, for real. I get you, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, I'm trying to make a case for Arreola. You know what I'm saying? But it's very hard to because obviously he lost so completely in the first fight. But don't you like my thing is you see with Stiverne, yeah, I don't know how he can adjust because he really beat. This is for Arreola to try to make adjustments. I don't think he can make the adjustments because he is what he is. He comes forward and swings and lighter, but I don't see much different. But Keel just jumped in. Keel, how you doing? How you see the fight? I'm here with BJ. How you see the fight? And what's your take, bro?
BJ and Arrow, what's going on, man? I see the fight going Stiverne's way. I will give Arreola this. He do look a lot better. He look a little leaner, and you could tell he worked on some things. But I just think Stiverne he hits harder, and when he lands on him, it's gonna be night again. So.
Night. You guys keep like he got knocked down. He got knocked down, but he didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, but yeah, he did. But I think Stiverne just, you know, with that power, he'll be able to control him, you know, throughout the fight. I do think it'll be a pretty good fight. I think it'll be a bit better than the first one.
You reckon because we're all brothers here that you know we're seeing it that way? Because I'm gonna lie, I want Stiverne to win, bro. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to make a case for Arreola, man.
I don't know if it's a race issue. I'm basing it solely on who I think is better.
I'm just saying, we're not racist. I'm just saying we're brothers out here, and Arreola obviously Hispanic. If he was the better fighter, we maybe would say that, but he couldn't fight us convincingly. I'm trying to make, you know what I'm saying, like, because this. I
would like to see, honestly. I mean to cut you off, EJ. It would make his history, you know, being the first Mexican heavyweight and everything. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, the Mexican tradition is you know they love boxing and they're a big part of boxing and for them to become heavyweight for the first time in the history of those fighters would be huge, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this now. Yeah, so we kind of covered the fight. Let's talk about Don King back on the heavyweight scene. I think it's great. Honestly. When Don King was running the heavyweight division, people were arguing this and that, but the fights are being made now. Yeah. The winner out of this, obviously, this fight is the success of Vitaly Klitschko. The winner out of this hopefully will fight either Deontay Wilder or Vladimir. Probably most likely Deontay Wilder. So let's talk about that. I'll go BJ first. BJ, how do you see the winner out of this bearing against Deontay Wilder if that match was made?
I see him losing. I see him stopping either one of them, honestly. I think Arreola, even though I think Stiverne is a better fighter, I think Arreola will have a better chance.
Go ahead, bro.
But I think come out.
Oh, you got technical problems. You got technical brothers, my brother. Don't worry about guy fight fans. He'll be back on soon. I'm sure he'll sort out his problems. Go ahead, Kyle. Jump in, chime in.
I think Deontay Wilder will beat them both. Honestly, I think Deontay Wilder is actually the up and coming star. The heavyweight division. I don't think that he will attract the amount of attention to the heavyweight division like it once had, but I definitely think as far as African American, you know, American boxers, he'll definitely be the next guy in line. As far as him versus Klitschko, I don't know. That's a toss-up fight. Honestly, they both present good matchup problems for both fighters, but we'll see, man. It's definitely bringing some attention back to the heavyweight division, nonetheless. You know, it's been dead in the water for quite some time, even though the Klitschko's have held the title for quite some time. But they don't attract attention to the heavyweight division. And
no, I'm saying, how do you see the winner of this fight in Deontay Wilder?
No, like I said, I think he'll beat both of them with no problem. I think both of them.
Seriously, you just think it's going to be just that easy for you, Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, I think Stiverne present a different, you know, element to the fight, but I still think Deontay Wilder will beat them both.
Wow, that would be a big. I mean, ESPN has got the lock on the heavyweights. I mean, with Don King, ESPN on the main, obviously, you know, we've got 50 minutes to go before fight time. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be huge, Deontay Wilder, because another thing as well, we're making these guys here, hopefully people in America and over here, maybe in the UK, because we get ESPN as well. We're gonna see these guys here and make these guys into names. They make a lot of money for themselves and their families, and put them out there. Because the industry, when the heavyweight division is healthy, the rest of boxing is healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, PJ, do you want to finish off what you were saying?
Oh yeah, I just think Deontay Wilder beats both of them, man. I agree. I just can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But why do you seen this? Yeah, like I know I got you guys picked Deontay Wilder, but why do you see Deontay Wilder being like he ain't really fought? I mean, he fought Malik Scott, but like, why do you think he'll beat these guys fairly easy? These guys have been fairly tested, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's tall. I don't think. I know he's taller than both, so I think he'll be able to keep him on the outside. Go ahead, BJ.
Yeah,
I think so.
Go ahead, Kill.
Outside, and I don't think they can take his punch. I think when he finally lands, there's gonna be some problems. There'll be some wobbly legs, or somebody will end up on their back. I seen Deontay Wilder get rocked. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, go ahead. We seen him get rocked. Yeah.
I seen him get rocked. But he was still on his feet. You know, he was still fighting. Besides that one little dumbass match that I keep bringing up, you know, even when Hay rocked him, he was still right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think he's becoming a better fighter, and I think he can beat those two.
Yeah.
I think Vlad also, but I know that's the next question.
I mean, the way I see it, you know, with Deontay Wilder, like, it'll be a very interesting fight. The thing is, like, interesting, man. The winner, each way, wherever route they choose to go to, if it's Deontay Wilder or Klitschko, will be an interesting fight. I think Klitschko, it'd be interesting to see Vladimir Klitschko versus the Vicious Stiverne, because I think he'll bring something different. Arreola will be interesting as well. You know, he'll bring the fight up, and you know, but you know what? Let me talk about this fight now. Crisello, can any of you see an upset? That Arreola knocking out Stiverne, can any of you see that? It's possible. You know, it's heavyweight division.
I can definitely see it. Especially if he's inside and he lands one on him. I can definitely see him pulling an upset. I mean, like I said, it'd be good for boxing. As far as, you know,
excitement.
Excitement in first Mexican heavyweight.
Yeah. That'd be excitement. It would be exciting. Hopefully, we're gonna get a great fight. Like I said, I'm happy Don King's involved in this thing in the heavyweight division, and whichever route they choose to go, it's going to be very interesting in the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder's there. We also have on the card. We got some undercard fights. We're not no notable names, but the thing is, with this ESPN thing, hopefully they're gonna have another date. Hopefully the guys on the card come to fight. You know, this is what we think about in the fight. The guys come to fight, and hopefully we're gonna have another card, another big ESPN thing. I mean, has everyone like you guys in the States? Is people you know talking about this fight here? Is it been built up to anything?
I got a couple people that I know that's talking about it a little bit. These aren't, you know, household names of course, but the excitement, I don't know, man. I think that's why ESPN is broadcasting it on their channel, to try to get people more familiar in the United States with these people, because the average boxing fan doesn't know who any of these guys is. As a matter of fact, the average boxing fan doesn't even know who Deontay Wilder is either, so not much publicity.
Yeah, go ahead, PJ.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I haven't heard much talks about it, but then, you know, boxing fans are few and far between, to be honest with you, unless it's Florida Pacquiao. So I haven't, you know, now when you get on the YTBC, like, yeah, everyone's talking about it there, but I haven't heard too much noise about it.
Yeah. For me over in the UK, I mean, it's interesting because, you know, we've got some contenders over here. We got Tyson Fury, we got Derek Zora. They had a press conference today, guys, to check out. For London, footage of them guys in the press conference. They got into it a bit. And we got obviously young coming. We got Anthony Joshua on the horizon. You know, he's looking all right. You know, Price, David Price is another guy. You know, maybe not Price is the leading contender, but maybe you got looking at Derek Chisora and Tyson Fury. Probably going to be fighting one of these guys. But the mix looks good. If ESPN could kind of get these guys over, make these guys into household names. I think this is the start of the vision. I mean, with Don King at the helm, I feel That's why I feel like hopefully Chris puts on a good performance. But I'd like Stiverne to win because I like when Don's there because Don will make the big fights. You know, he's for the press conference. It was an event. You know, that press conference was an event. He had people coming up for women's. I think there's a lot of people in America. I think people been stealing girls or something like that, and he addressed that. Also, he done a really good job of bringing up the undercard guys and talking about them. Like, hey, listen, if you're talking about promoting, Don King is the king of promoting. Like, I sat there and you guys see the press conference?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it yet.
No, it's on the trailer of this event here, but obviously it's gone now. It was spectacular. I saw it on Ellie Sackback's thing, and I was just like, wow, boy, Don really knows how to put on an event. And hopefully it's going to be that show. I mean, Don King, people say Don King's dead and this and that, but he's still alive. He's still doing his thing. And if his fighter gets through, we'd like to see that. I'm still expecting more people. I mean, we've still got like 40 minutes, 46 minutes to go. What are we going to talk about? We're still going to try to bring, we've got other fights coming up, being made. I heard the rumor, we're going to change subject slightly. I heard a rumor that Triple G is going to be fighting, what's the guy from Germany? He's going to fight, what's the guy from Germany now? What's his name again? Kessler. Do you know about that?
No, I didn't hear about it.
Kessler?
Yeah.
I heard about that. That sounds like a good fight.
Miguel Kessler?
Yeah, Miguel Kessler. That's a possibly fight. I think Triple G might be fighting him instead of Chavez. Or yeah, I heard that fight might be happening. You guys don't know about. How do you see that fight happen if it did?
Triple G. Even though Triple G hasn't really fought anybody, I'm just going by the eyeball test. I just think he's a little better than Kessler, in my opinion. I think he'll win the fight.
Yeah. Go ahead, PJ. I think it might be at super middleweight, by the way. But go ahead, PJ.
Yeah, I have to go Triple G. I mean, you know, I'm Triple G is one of them people I'm kind of waiting to get exposed, but I think it'd be a little bit closer. But I actually see him stopping Kessler.
Okay, yeah, well, possibly. You know what? Triple G still a great question mark, and Kessler just coming for loss, so we'll see. But the way I see that one, it depends what weight they come in. You know, it's definitely might not be a middleweight, but it'd be interesting. That'll be his debut at super middleweight for Triple G, so it'll be interesting. But I think he should get past that test because Kessler's not the same force as he was before, but he hits pretty hard though, so it'll be interesting. And talking about now, so you guys, I think everyone's talking about it. So might as well we're talking about Charlie Z versus Deontay Wilder. You guys see that?
I've seen that.
Go ahead, PJ. What's your take on that?
Man, I was kind of nervous with Deontay Wilder because I don't want him to get caught up in no shit. You know, I don't want nobody to say he kidnapped somebody or something or held him against his will in there. But it was good to see somebody, you know, Charlie Z get his ass whooped. That dude is annoying, man.
Yeah, I mean, when I watched it, he probably took time. They strapped up his hands properly, so because obviously his hands are, that's where he makes his money. So he made sure his hands are all strapped up properly. You know, he took his hands. That Charlie, that's the ambush. He's an ambush fighter. Like he tried to jump on you like he did Mayweather. But then when the pros start laying it on him, he's listen, man. That first hook laid on him, he just went in the forward. I already be talking some real greasy stuff about Deontay Wilder and his family. Listen, bro. Like, I'm gonna give it to you that Charlie Z knows how to get underneath your skin. I mean, look, man. He was saying some reason about his family. Deontay Wilder was so angry, he tried to hit him on the floor. He tried to uppercut him. Oh, man. And man, Charlie Z, I gave it to him, like, he covered up. The moment he got up, he started talking again. When he's on the floor, when he got knocked down again, he was quiet. Baby, don't hit me, don't hit me. When he get up, that guy's got a mouthpiece, bro. That was, a lot of people want to see that because after what he did to Floyd Senior, and I talked to, when he did to Floyd Senior and ambushed Floyd Senior, I talked to the Axeman, Lindell Rose. I talked to him, the little guy, the short guy who ran in and beat up Charlie Z after he ambush thing. I talked to him about it. He still wants to fight. He still wants to fight Charlie Z. He's like, Charlie Z don't want no part. Like, if you want to fight, that's how Charlie Z still wants to fight the Klitschko as well. He's still thinking getting it. He called himself 3-time world champion, this, that, the other. But he just you go to his channel, yeah. All you see is 2-second clips of him hitting someone, but you don't see the person hitting him. Well, he's a funny dude, man.
Yeah, he's not a real boxer at all. He's actually, I think his professional record is 0-1.
Yeah, that's right. But he'd be going around. He'd be going around greasy. I don't know how he got Deontay Wilder's number, trying to call Deontay Wilder, leaving messages, and that's crazy, man.
Yeah, he's a
Go on.
professional trainer, man.
He's a personal what trainer?
I said he's a professional
troublemaker.
No,
Yeah,
professional troll.
Oh,
to a new level, man.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. I'll be honest with you. People still try. People trying. He got a lot of little attention, this, but Deontay Wilder with that little hook. People like, why didn't he kill him with that left hook? I was like, man, you really think he wanted to kill that boy? I mean, what? I mean, him with a left hook just to let him know. Just to let him know what time. People go, Deontay Wilder they should have killed that boy. But you honest, he ain't trying to kill nobody. He get in trouble with the law. I think he just want to let him let the boy know what time it is. But then you see the clip after when Deontay Wilder he lured Deontay Wilder back in the ring. He was in the ring, and the moment Deontay got over the ring, he tried to ambush him again, and he ran out the door. That shit.
Yeah, Charlie Z said that the fight was a fluke, and he said he'd KO him in the rematch.
Yeah, cool, man. That's what I'm saying, man. But you know, I'm saying but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like if that Charlie Z, if you were to fight him in real life, he wouldn't wait 2 seconds. He'll run in and get you, bro. He'll run in and get you, bro. But people need to make him. If they go Charlie Z fight, they need to have a group of people. Don't make that boy run. Make him stay there, man. Make him stay in the ring. Don't let him get out of the ring. Make him stay there. His ass whooped. Like Florcini was killing him. You see that one?
Yeah.
Whooping him, boy. Yeah. But that's obviously beside the point. Now I was waiting for a couple more people. I mean, we got like 30-something minutes to go. Talking about Arreola versus Bermane Stiverne for the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. All right, let's talk about Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner probably WBC. The Can Man. What's your guys' take on the Can Man? Go with KO.
Getting suspended?
Yeah. He said I fucked up what's it called? The Can Man? What's he say again?
I don't think the quote was racist. I think what sparked the criticism about the comment was when he said I just beat up a fucking Mexican or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't think he meant anything like racist by it at all. He's basically saying he's an equal opportunist as far as beating people up, so anybody can get it. And I didn't really take it as a racist comment at all, but I understand if people got upset at it. I mean, it's a sensitive world, so people get upset at anything nowadays.
Yeah, what's your take?
I think they just hate Adrian Broner anyway, and they just need another reason to be mad at him. But to be truthful, all he said was, I beat the fuck out of a Mexican.
Yeah.
And he had an apology to what he said. He said, I ain't disrespect no Mexicans. I just called a Mexican a Mexican. And to be honest with you, he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
You think you reckon he beat? I don't think he beat the he beat them out of the Marco. He beat the crap out.
Yeah. No, he didn't beat dude up at all.
This guy about Melina, do you really think I'm just saying, PJ, he beat the fuck out of him? I think it was like the fight was. It wasn't a showcase for Adrian Broner. In fact, he looked terrible. In fact,
yeah, he didn't beat the fuck out of him at all. I mean, he won the fight, but he didn't look good at all.
No. That's what PJ said. Go ahead, PJ.
I said, first of all, I think Adrian Broner needs to stay away from Mexicans. Adrian Broner, everybody say Adrian Broner and Berto are similar. Both of them need to stay away from volume pressure fighters because they cannot handle it. They'll look a lot better fighting boxers. But more importantly, why don't you have your showcase fight against a guy who's never touched a mat? So he's going to be right there all night. That was just a dumbass fight to have.
Mm-hmm.
It was his debut at 140, though. So we maybe thought he was gonna be stronger, but I think he's still recovering from, the beating, the loss as well. You remember he came off a loss, and he's coming down the weight. Maybe strength as well. When he was much dominant at 135. So it's a weight thing and also the loss thing that maybe underperforming. But that guy Molina's still an elite fighter. I mean, no one's ever stopped him. Even though you expect Adrian Broner to have a better performance, but Adrian Broner can sell a fight. He's another guy that can sell a fight though. I'll tell you what.
Who do you think he'll fight next?
You know what? I have no idea. He's calling out Manny Pacquiao, and to be honest with you, the reason why Manny Pacquiao and the fans won't take it because Adrian Broner's conducting, his mouth. If you're a fighter and you've got money and you're kind of respectful guy, you don't want to fight Adrian Broner. Embarrass you. You ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, there's a lot of things outside the ring, but end of the day, you make a lot of money and stuff like that. But it's all He's kind of some stuff from that, but he don't really go. Adrian Broner goes too far, man. He goes.
Yeah, he really does.
He was the marquee. He was the marquee thing. He was the marquee guy. He was like, oh, you have to fight him now. But now he's still trying to rebuild. And to be honest with you, I don't see where he can make the big names because he's already jumped up into that division, and that's where the big names were. If you just establish yourself in lightweight, I know I'm talking about obviously things he should have, but if he established himself in lightweight, made himself a dominant lightweight, the money would have came to him. But now he's in a rebuilding thing, and to be honest, he's quite desperate saying that, and the Mexicans bring a lot of money to you. So upsetting him, they may want to see you beat. So I think he has to fight another Mexican because the Mexicans really want to see him lose.
Yeah, I think he called Pacquiao out because I heard Freddie Roach saying that he think Pacquiao should go down to 140. So that would be a premier fight in that weight division because I don't think Adrian Broner stands a chance against Ruslan Provodnikov and guys like that. Like, I don't think he stands a chance, honestly. And that at 140, if he stays at 140, I mean, he can make a good fight with Danny Garcia. But as far as like Matisse and guys like that, I don't think he'll stand a chance.
Cool. What's your take, PJ? PJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear me. Or do I sound like a robot?
All right, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up next for Adrian Broner. I think he called out Pacquiao really just to kind of just attach his name with Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You know, just to get them haters, because that's who pay his bills. The people who don't like him pay his bills.
Yeah.
I don't think his fan is half as big as the people who hate him. But I heard stories of Herrera said he wanted to fight him. Oscar said he wanted to get him beat. Oscar basically probably want him to probably go put him in a tough match and try to get him off Golden Boy now.
Mm-hmm. I think Oscar was more offended. I think Oscar was the one pushing the issue about the Mexican thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oscar was Oscar's come back and I think he's rehabbed and he feels like a lot of people have been taking the piss out of him. Floyd, Schaefer, Adrian Broner, disrespecting people, and I think he had enough. Listen, bro, he's made all this. He's one making a lot of people a lot of money, even though but you don't make a lot of money and be disrespected on your own show. So I think he's the one probably pushing the whole thing about he shouldn't say that, and if he needs to apologize to the Mexican people because to be honest with you, man, a lot of the Mexican fans they bring a lot of money to the table. You don't want to be disrespecting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, end of the day, they support Floyd as well. You know, Floyd fights on the big Mexican days as well. That's where he makes his most money. So
yeah.
But I guess if you keep upsetting them, they're gonna keep trying to find someone to beat you.
They will. They won't have to look too far. They definitely will. At some point.
Yeah. The Adrian Broner saga continues. What else we have in the world?
Well, here's the funny thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, PJ.
Has been on Adrian Broner. You know, with Freddie Roach, the Mexicans they wasn't insulted then, but now that Adrian Broner that he beat the fuck out of a Mexican, everybody wants to pull the race card basically. I don't get it because it's some of the same people.
Oh, that was different though because he said something. He said something anti-Semitic against Jews. Then he said Mexicans in front of them. He's a thingy Mexican. That guy tried to threat. It was a violent situation. Adrian Broner, the guy never said it. It was like there was no need for him to say that. You know, he just won the fight, post-fight, and it was unnecessary stuff. The thing is, it's a build-up as well. You know, you talking about like a guy. You talking about professional. Like he conducted himself as a professional. The girls in the thing, and these are all stuff outside the thing, shitting in the toilet with the money. I think they just want to make Adrian Broner try and clean up his act somewhat. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is really. I mean, they said if he apologized, they put him back on the listing. So I guess whether he apologized or not, that's up to him. Adrian Broner is a happy-go kid, bro. He just does and says what he want to say, and to be honest, we're just along for the ride to see what he does, man. But the thing is, Adrian Broner. The question with Adrian Broner is he be taken as a serious guy or a joke right now? Is what he's done in boxing seen as a joke or seen seriously? I mean, to me, it's like it's hard for me to take him seriously, to be honest with you. I don't know what he's gonna do next. What do you guys think?
I think he a joke. I mean, it went from before the loss to Maidana, he was still considered, an elite upper echelon fighter at that division, and it seemed like after that loss, people wanted for him to be humble, and he didn't meet the criteria that they set, and now he's turned into a complete joke. Not only is he a character outside the ring, he's a character inside the ring, still doing the homosexual humping crap and all of that stuff. Like, I don't care for Adrian Broner at all, and I'm an Ohio native. I don't care for him at all.
Wow. PJ, what's your take? I guess his reception's gone. Never mind. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, bro. It's the why we come to watch boxing. We want to see another man hump another man.
Yeah, yeah, that's too much, man. It's too much.
It is too much. It is too much. It is too much. But yeah. All right, for anyone listening right now, we're only just filling time talking about what's in boxing news until other people come. It's just me, Kyle, PJ is having trouble, technical problems at the minute. I'm sure he'll jump back in. So we're talking about WBC. Vacant belt by Vitaly Klitschko, the successor. This is fight for the successor, Bermane Stiverne versus Chris Arreola, and we've already chimed in and gave us our opinions on it. And I heard Vladimir might want to fight the winner. I heard Vladimir is actually, we're talking about stick on the heavyweight division. Vladimir is being forced to fight Povetkin. What's your take on that, Kyle?
If he's forced to fight him, what is he? Is mandatory?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Well, if he's as mandatory, I don't mind the fight, even though I still don't think Povetkin is good enough to beat him.
Really?
At least he's a mandatory. No, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. What do you?
No, really, I was surprised. Right, you don't think not Povetkin? Sorry, not Povetkin. Pulev. Let's correct.
Okay.
Pulev. Let's make correct. Pulev is the mandatory, and I heard they've been forced to make that fight. How do you see Pulev versus not Vladimir? Vladimir Klitschko.
I think it'll be more of a traditional Klitschko fight. I mean, with his last fight with Lepai, he was able to keep Lepai on the outside, so he looked real good in that fight. I think he'll go back to that grabbing and holding and pushing down on him. It'll be a typical fight for Klitschko, another typical boring match. Klitschko will win the fight.
Yeah, you seen how many fights have you seen of Pulev? You see the Pulev and Tony Thompson fight?
No, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that fight. I'll watch the fight eventually, but I didn't get around to it yet. My focus on the heavyweight division really hasn't been as strong in recent memory, but I do think that Klitschko will still beat him. I don't see nobody really beating him. I think the only challenge to Klitschko, in my opinion, is Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Deontay Wilder. I think definitely Deontay Wilder will give him a good fight. But like I said, I like Anthony Joshua, and the Tyson Fury Derek Chisora thing was getting interesting. Okay, so we've got some other guys ready. Just jumped in. We have Ben Umar live from Brooklyn, New York. We have Boxing Beats and Rise from London, and we have Chris Babway Caban from North Carolina. Let's start with Boxing Beats. How you doing, Boxing Beats?
I'm good.
All right, man. What's your take on that? What's your take on tonight's fight, bro?
Well, it's a WBC heavyweight title fight in name, but it's nothing more than a glorified eliminator, really. Just go heavyweight champion. It was Dagabak across it. Real Dagabak. Right? But Klitschko is the champion. These guys, it's a good thing. Don King is back in the game. ESPN is putting out a good show. Can't be mad at that. These guys get to earn some money, and hopefully they put on a good fight. And hopefully Klitschko or Deontay Wilder will be the fight after this. Whoever wins, best man wins. Good look at boxing. Good look.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you think? How do you think? Another question. Yeah. Boxing Beach. How do you think the winner would fare against Vladimir Klitschko?
Neither can beat Vladimir. Neither.
No. The firm would give him an interesting fight.
No.
All right, and what about the winner? Because the mandatory definitely is Deontay Wilder. The winner to fight Deontay Wilder. How do you think the two of them would fare against Deontay Wilder?
Well, I'll put my faith in Deontay Wilder. I think the power is real. But then again, I'm not going to come out and say he's the truth, because that's not accurate. He still has it to do. If he can beat one of these upcoming rising contenders who have a little spark to them, then I can say, yeah. Then we'll be able to assess his prospects against a Klitschko, on a more serious level. But I think Klitschko is the. I mean, I think Deontay Wilder is the biggest threat to the Klitschko's as play stands right now.
So if Deontay Wilder, so you saying Deontay Wilder versus Bermane Stiverne or Arreola, I'm saying the winner out of them two. So you don't see if he was to beat Arreola, how do you think he fares against the first Stiverne?
I think he beats. I think Stiverne's footwork is too slow, and he's got the power to rock and hurt Deontay Wilder. The problem is though, is Stiverne's killer instinct. He seemed a bit more aggressive in the press conferences this week, but he had Arreola hurt, man, and he should have been all over him when he had him hurt. But he sort of sat back, did his thing, stayed composed, and he hasn't got that Tyson about him, man. That's what I mean. He's a good fighter though, and I'll tell you what, I was studying that dude. People say he's got slow feet. Dude actually doesn't have slow feet. When he was earlier days in his pros, he was a bit lighter and he was a bit more cut up. And I see his feet moving pretty nicely, and he's throwing combinations.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like he's steadied up his game a little more for more power. I don't know what's happened there, but he was kind of live in the earlier fights.
Yeah. You got to remember because he's Olympic bronze medalist, so he's coming from deep pedigree. I always kind of judge guys coming at amateurs on either how they ranked in the world and did they go to Olympics, and he picked up a medal, so he's quite accomplished in the amateurs. To me, I don't care. You get a bronze medal, that's not easy. It's not a walk in the park to get all the way to get in the bronze, because obviously he was fighting for the silver place. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. That's what people have to realize, man. Is like people laugh at Stiverne's bronze medal, laugh at Wilder's bronze medal. They don't throw them things away. They don't give them out. You have to work hard to get to that level.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Stiverne's got good credit. He beat Price. He bashed up Price in amateurs. I mean, guys, check that out. Some good footage. But Beast, thanks Beast for chiming in. I'm gonna ask jumping on with Ben Umar. I ain't talk to Ben Umar. Ben Umar, if you're there, jump in. Ben Umar, got some questions to ask you, bro.
Yeah, what's the questions, bro?
How you doing, my friend? What's your take on tonight's fight on ESPN, man?
I think Arreola looks like he's in good shape, and he looks like he's coming to fight, and I think he'll give a better account of himself in the second fight, barring that his nose don't get broken again. But I still think he's going to get his ass whooped. I think Bermane's going to be too much for him, and I just think he's a better all-around fighter.
Yeah, okay. Do you see is there any way Chris Elliott is going to win this fight? Because he's coming lighter on this fight.
If he fights like he used to fight at cruiserweight and throws fucking combination punches and overwhelms Stiverne, but Stiverne has been knocked out before, and he got knocked out by a guy nobody's heard of, so you never know how things will work out. But I really don't see a way he's going to win.
Oh, that's a good point. That's probably why he's coming lighter. Umar's probably the only one. You're the only one right there that's probably brought the adjustments. But maybe if he's coming more lighter, he have able to throw more punches and his stamina. So that's a good point, Umar. It's a good point. So how do you think the winner out of this would fight against Vladimir Klitschko?
Well, I think Bermane Stiverne will have a better chance because he has better defense, and Arreola comes in with his face. And the last thing you want to do with Vladimir Klitschko is come in with your face, because he's going to just 1-2 you to death, and he'll probably end up crying in the 10th round like he did against the other brother.
Yeah, okay, cool. What about,
but it is cool. It is cool that they're fighting for the lineal. I mean, it's technically the lineal championship, so it's cool that one of them will have it. But it also doesn't really make them the championship. Even though it is the lineal championship, it doesn't really necessarily make them the champion until they beat Klitschko.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. So how you see them faring against Deontay Wilder, the winner of this fight, faring against Deontay Wilder?
I think Chris Arreola has zero chance. Zero chance, because he's one of those guys. He's like fights like, not to sound crazy, but he fights like a basic Mexican style. I'm not saying he's a basic fighter, but he's willing to take two to land one, and you can't do that with Deontay Wilder. And I think Bermane Stiverne is a little more skilled, and he rolls shots better, and he doesn't take as many. He'd give Deontay a better fight, but I don't know that he'd win either. He's got a good reach, though. For being a shorter heavyweight, he's got a pretty good damn reach on him. So I think he could give Wilder some trouble in the early rounds, but I think Wilder will probably get him out of there later.
Cool, man. Let me ask you another question, because I'm probably going to ask Beats and them later. What do you take on? Do you see Deontay Wilder fighting that troll, Charlie Z? See that?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I think that was the best thing that ever could have happened. That guy's deserved the ass whooping for a long time coming. He's been harassing Deontay Wilder, saying he's going to duct tape his daughter's mouth and kidnap her, calling him all kinds of racial slurs and shit. If I was Deontay, I would have probably done worse to him. And he did that cheap shot on Floyd Sr. Like, he's a scumbag, man. And I think everybody rejoiced when they saw that dude finally get his ass beat.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was some it was quite a thing. Charlie Z said he looking rematch. He said it was a fluke. He wants a rematch.
No, he don't.
All right, Umar. Thanks for that, man. All right, thanks, Umar. We're gonna ask the Chris. So I'm gonna Chris Caban. Calling Chris Caban.
I'm here.
All right, man. How you doing, Chris Caban? All the way from North Carolina with his sloppies. So that's Chris. What's your take on tonight's fight, bro?
I think it'll be easy for Stiverne. Arreola can't fight to me. He's not skilled. He's just going to come in there and try to be aggressive. He's going to be bleeding by the third round. Face going to get beat up. I think he's going to get knocked. I think he's going to get stopped this time. He lost a lot of weight, like you said, but that's to take a longer beating. So I see him getting stopped by the 8th round. And I see the winner getting destroyed by Deontay Wilder.
Oh yeah, because I already asked. I was gonna ask you that. What about Klitschko? You see anything fair? How you see anything fair against Klitschko?
Nobody can beat Klitschko.
No,
not one of them guys.
I like Stiverne. You know, I actually believe that if even Arreola, I like. You know what? No, like my opinion on the two of them against Klitschko, I like them because they're both inside fighters. And Klitschko, they're big guys. They don't like to be. If Gladdy thinks he's gonna wear down on their back, that's not gonna happen. I see the two of them. The moment he tries that shit, I see them uppercut in his jaw. I like both of them against the Klitschko. I mean,
I think Chris Arreola dies against the Klitschko. I think he'll get beat worse than Shannon Briggs got beat against the older brother.
Well, he'll try. On this fight, we'll see. I mean, can you see an upset tonight? We would be an upset in terms of Chris Arreola losing in the last fight against the.
Chris Arreola is garbage. He can't fight. I don't see
we big boxers analysts. Yeah, define garbage.
Getting beat. He can't fight. Let me see. He's garbage. The words garbage. Look up Chris Arreola and Huey Fury. Garbage. You can throw Andy Ruiz in there if you want to.
If he was to beat Stiverne tonight, what would that make Stiverne? This is.
I don't even know why Stiverne had to fight this guy again. To tell you the truth, what did Chris Arreola do besides beat my man? What's my man name?
Yeah, Seth Mitchell.
Yeah, Seth Mitchell garbage himself. But no title shot.
I think the reason why they're fighting is just trying to keep the belt in America. It's been away from America, and this is why it's only.
But give another American a title shot. Chris Arreola already had his chance.
Let me ask you this question, because I asked KO and I asked PJ earlier on. I forgot to ask Benuma. Is this fight being talked about in America? Have you heard anything in the barbershops and on the street? People say, man,
I heard some guys say they're going to watch the fight tonight. They were like, ESPN having a heavyweight championship fight tonight? Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about it.
Are they boxing fans or are they just regular guys?
No, boxing fans, though. Yeah.
Okay. This fight hasn't caught fire.
Pardon?
This fight hasn't caught fire.
So
not for a heavyweight title fight. No, it hasn't caught fire. Not for a heavyweight title. Not even, look, like, the world's a bit shorter. And, like, I've been on social media for the whole day. This hasn't caught fire in America, hasn't caught fire in the UK, hasn't caught fire in Europe. It's good for us because we're boxing fans and we can see the heavyweight division is moving in the right direction. But this fight hasn't caught. It's an eliminator. Neither of these guys have set them on fire yet. It's an eliminator. You know?
Yo, Errol, let me jump in on that question, right? You asked if it caught fire in America, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm on. Yeah, go ahead.
I would have to say absolutely not. I've heard a few people talk about it, but when they're talking about it, these guys are already boxing fans. I haven't heard no average person say, "Yo, you gonna watch that heavyweight title fight? Yo, it's in the U.S. We're going to get a title." I ain't heard nobody talking like that, and that disappoints me, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you got two Americans, guys, and this is, I'm happy. You guys can unmute now yourselves, as long as you got no background. All of you guys can unmute. I'm happy, for me, that Don King's involved, because for the first time I actually saw Don King promoting the fight, and it was hey, listen, he put on an event. I mean, when I talked to Verny Pacheco, he was saying back in the days when Ali used to have fights, he put on an event. And I tell you, that press conference was crazy. Like, he had people for women's rights, for the girls who have been kidnapped out there. He promoted the young fighters. And I'll be happy Stiverne win because I know with Don King, he's going to try and promote his younger fighters on ESPN. Also, he's going to try and unify the belts. And whoever wins, hopefully Don King will be involved, because when Don King's involved in boxing and the heavyweight boxing in a good state, you guys can jump in on what I just said there, Beats.
Well, Don King is potentially the man to get the heavyweight division in the spot that it should be. There's no, like, the historians will tell you that. People say Don, is the devil, but, like, it's a two-sided coin, Without Don King, a lot of fighters won't be making the money they're making today. Like, guys like Floyd, they owe a debt to Don King, His business model that brought money into boxing, a whole load of money, brought a lot of interest. Don King took boxing to Africa. He took it to Jamaica. He's the man, like, outstanding. Like, he had a fight with Chavez back in the day. That holds the maximum capacity for a stadium. I think was it in Mexico? I can't remember where it was. But, the guy's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was in it. Beats. It was in. I don't mean to interrupt you. It was in Azteca Stadium.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
In Mexico.
Yeah. If you look at his cards in the 90s, the way he got done, used to stack them cards like mad in the 90s, man. And like,
for the guys who are listening to what Beats has done, but this is what I'm saying. Don King on live free TV. This is the start of things, I feel, for ESPN. So the winner hopefully will fight Finn and try and do something in the heavyweight division, which the heavyweight division, to be honest, is definitely on the rise. I mean, with this fight happening, you go to America, they're gonna put on a show. They're not gonna. To be honest with you, they're gonna put up a really good fight. I reckon that we're gonna come back off this fight and go, what a fight! Did you see that fight? It was crazy. Hopefully, we're gonna come across and see that. BJ just jumped back in. Hopefully, we're gonna come up, see this fight and say, well, we saw one of the, a really great fight and more to come. Hopefully, and also, like I said to the guys before, we're gonna try and make some of them household names. The thing is, it's on free TV, so the average guy can get to see them. Like back in the days, you saw Ben Eubanks and where we did in England. You're gonna get to see who Stiverne is and Chris Arreola and try and make them into names so they can make money for your family. That's the whole thing about boxing. Prize fight, that's what it's about. It's just trying to get the maximum amount of people watching you, get many people coming to see the fights, and also with the cable, ESPN, you get money. Hopefully, these guys are gonna make a decent purse for this fight. It's the start of things, I feel, for boxing. Hopefully, we're going to get another good card later on. But I'm happy Don King is promoting this, and I enjoyed his press conference. To be honest with you, I really did. It was refreshing,
Yeah, I thought the press conference was excellent. The way Bermane Stiverne got heated and started speaking his mind, I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed how Chris Arreola came back and said, "Nah, you ain't gonna knock my head off. I'm gonna fuck you up." I enjoyed all the banter. I really did. I really enjoyed it. I think they're gonna come to fight tonight.
You reckon this debate was prompted by Don King? Because that's out of character for him to say that. I think.
It was a little weird for me because Bermane's not much of a talker, but maybe Don King's been in his ear like, brother, you got to talk more, man. You got to sell yourself. You got to sell yourself a little bit more, and that's probably what he's doing, and that's a good thing.
Let me tell you something, and I was just thinking about scenarios, and you guys can chime in on this. Anyone you can chime in on this. So you see Lennox Lewis and the Base Stiverne, they have something similar. Okay, with the locks and stuff like that, and maybe I don't know. Maybe they see Stiverne. A lot of people. I'm thinking they don't want Stiverne to actually win this fight. Me, I want him to win this fight because I like Don behind him, because Don's the voice. And maybe people are looking at it like, oh, we don't want another kind of Lennox Lewis. We prefer Arreola as loud, big mouth, rather John L. Sullivan, big mouth kind of thing. What's your guys' take on who you think the public would like to win? I know all three of us, all on the panel here, I've got Stiverne. Beats, you want to jump on that?
Well, the Mexicans would like to get their first heavyweight champion. They'd like to see that. The American public. Is Stiverne, where is Stiverne claiming his nationalities at? America?
In America at the minute. He's Canadian, Haitian, and but he's
he's so confusing. We were having that conversation. Bermane Stiverne said in his press conference that I'm bringing the title back to America where it belongs, and it's going to stay here with an American. And but I thought he was Canadian, so I don't know exactly what he's claiming. I don't know. It's confusing.
Maybe just talking about North America or something. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about, but who knows?
Canada's in North America. This is what I'm saying about the Lennox Lewis scenarios. You know what I'm saying? They got Canadian. You know what I'm saying? Like, so someone like that.
Maybe, Arrow, that's a good point. Maybe he's kind of like Lennox, because Lennox had the Canada and the British thing. Maybe Bermane Stiverne is claiming, Haiti, Canada, and America, just like Lennox was Jamaican, British, and Canadian.
Yeah, and also like Lennox, he's a very quiet guy. You don't like people getting into his business. He's like, but Arreola's more outspoken, louder. You know what I'm trying to say? He'll make up noise. I'm never, you know what I'm saying? Maybe people.
Yeah, Arreola. I think why American fans will probably take to Arreola more is because he's more Americanized. He's got a big mouth. He speaks his mind. He talks shit. So Americans relate to that. Races, you know what I mean? They relate to that shit more than they relate to the quiet guy.
Yeah. I personally think with the two of them, they're gonna put in a good fight, and I honestly believe that if any of them was to win the belt, I feel that they'd have a good fight with the Klitschko. I feel like they will come to fight. They wouldn't be like Lapaya who come in and just basically just drop down. I think they'd give Klitschko a good fight. They'll try their 100% best. And look, be honest with you, I know this is for the vacant WBC champion and of Vitaly.
Lineal though, it's the lineal championship though.
It's not really.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but
it is. It is because Vitaly held the lineal title.
No, but what? No, no, he didn't, because he didn't beat Lennox Lewis, and Lennox Lewis has still got the lineal title. To be honest with you, in my opinion, and which is anyone's opinion, everyone knows Lennox Lewis is.
You know why you can't say that, Errol? I'm gonna tell you why you can't say Lennox still has it, because Lennox retired.
No, but
he vacated the lineal title.
Yeah, but
vacated, and Vitaly picked up the WBC, so that makes him the lineal champion.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that if you're talking about the guy, this is what I'm saying. Vitaly didn't really have the belt because he didn't beat the last guy to have the belt was Lennox Lewis. Until you beat Lennox Lewis, then he's still, practically the champion. So Vitaly wasn't the linear champion, but the guys who picked up all the belts, these belts right now, to be honest with you, in the public eye, don't really mean too much, right? The fact that you got guys, these two fighting, trying do something in the division, that's the main thing. ESPN is going to pick it up, and hopefully we're going to have more fights at ESPN. We've got 9 minutes to go before the big fight. You guys can unmute yourself and jump in, and we can talk about. We can jump in anything you want to talk about pertaining to the heavyweight division. How you guys see? Actually, one question. How you guys see Pulev fighting Vladimir? He's been forced to fight Vladimir Klitschko. Go ahead,
Is he fighting Vladimir?
He's been forced to fight Vladimir. They're on beach. You can jump in as well.
Well, that fight's not necessarily going to take place,
Yeah, so I don't really know.
There's a good chance Vladimir might, try and ask for an extension. I think that's what Hatman was saying, or I don't know. Like, why is he avoiding him so far? Like, how much eliminators has Pulev fought already? So
he's fought a gang of eliminators. He still ain't got his fucking title shot. So maybe Vladimir sees something in Pulev that's going to trouble him. But me personally, I don't see anything in Pulev that would trouble Vladimir personally.
I do. I see Pulev for the live body. He's older than that, but he's got some movement, man.
He's got movement. He's got a jab, but he doesn't have the power that I think what you need to fuck with Vladimir. Because I think a fight with those two will probably go the distance, and they're going to give the decision to Vladimir because Pulev is not a finisher.
Good point.
That's just my only opinion, but.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But I like what I'm saying. I like these guys' live bodies though, not like the pie. You know what I'm saying? These
yeah.
Live bodies coming at him.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? Pulev has a jab. He has movement. He can offset Vlad's jab. That's the first thing you need to do, right? Once he can offset the jab, all he's got to do is get inside. And that's the whole point. Vlad's not fighting nobody. Who can bring him that kind of challenge. All right, David Hay was supposed to do that, but, he fought like a wagster. But, Pulev is a genuine threat. He's a genuine threat. There's no doubt he's a genuine threat. Well, why would he opt for Leopai instead of Pulev?
He's definitely more of a threat than fucking Leopai, I'll tell you that much. But you know what? You heard what the old head said. The old head said that he's gonna fight all his mandatories because he wants to hold every belt at once and be undisputed. So I guess that's the reason why he's fighting all those mandatories. But I don't know.
Sorry to cut in here. I've got a stream here which I've had since yesterday. It's Bermane Stiverne versus Arreola. It's a live stream on YouTube. Are they showing it on YouTube?
Well, when an event starts, then you'll find out. I have no idea. I'm just gonna get my stream out. I get them normally. Yeah.
I've left it in the box. I've left it in the.
I saw the countdown. I think that this guy. I think he does a lot of things on YouTube. So I don't know. I've never really gone it through YouTube, but we have to see in it. If he does it, he'll probably do it.
But I think honestly, I think this eliminator. I don't mean to cut you off, Arrow. It should be Bermane Stiverne versus Bryant Jennings. I don't think Arreola should be getting this fight because I mean, only thing he got beat up by Bermane Stiverne, then he beat up a guy who we all know is trash. As soon as the fight got made, I said Seth Mitchell was going to get knocked out in like 30 seconds. I said that shit, and I knew Arreola was going to finish him. Seth Mitchell he's a football player that decided he wanted to box, and as far as he got, I think he did well for himself, but he's done. He has no punch resistance whatsoever.
But I tell you what, man, even in the short time that Seth Mitchell got blown away by Arreola, he hit Arreola with a clean left hook, a couple more combinations, and a good, but like Arreola just walks in square. So if Bermane has done his work, he's going to set them traps because people say Bermane ain't got no fast footwork. But he boxed nicely on the retreat, man. And he blocked, used his body, his body movement-wise, you know, to avoid Arreola's shots.
Yeah, I think he's going to beat him up again. I agree with you.
Yeah, he should be able to, like, you know, he should be able to really take Arreola apart, man. Like, I thought he should have been more aggressive last time, you know.
I mean, shit. Tomas Adamic, and I know Tomas Adamic can box a little bit when he on his game. He boxed the shit out of Arreola. I mean, he picked him apart. And that's an old Adamic. That ain't the guy that was a great fighter at light heavyweight and cruiserweight. It's an old man Adamic, and he boxed the shit out of Arreola, man. Arreola is not hard to hit. He's right there to be hit.
That's why they put him on TV. That's why I'm trying to say. That's why you know you're gonna fight. Two of them are gonna come to fight, and not necessarily.
Honestly, I think one of them somebody made a point that the Mexican crowd wants to see. That's why, man. Because if there's a Mexican heavyweight champion, that's a big deal. Because there's a lot of Mexicans that watch boxing. That's why he's getting this title shot. It's the only reason he's getting it, bro.
Talking about Brian Jennings, the fight with Perez has been he's been cancelled because Perez is dislocated his shoulder in sparring, so that fight is not happening. What's your guys' take on that?
Deontay Wilder should step in.
He's the mandatory for the fight. He's the mandatory for the Vern and the Arreola fight.
Yeah, forget that.
No,
man.
but he still should step in.
Step in and fight that fight, man.
Hell yeah, he should fight that fight.
Well, he's with Al Heyman. He's on Showtime, and that fight's a HBO fight. So.
Man,
yeah, but
sorry to cut you. Sorry to you see when I discuss boxing, I don't discuss the Cold War. I discuss what fights I want to see. If they've got a Cold War, cool. But I'm just going to discuss it how I want to discuss it. I don't give a shit who belongs to who belongs to who. Perez gets injured.
But this is the thing.
Whoa. Perez gets injured. Wilder steps in. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, but that's my point. Bryant Jennings is not top rank. He's main events. He only fought once on HBO. He doesn't have an HBO contract. He's not a top ranked fighter. He could fight on Showtime.
Yeah, he could. You're right. He could. But like
Deontay Wilder should take that fight.
He could fight, but he's already come out and said that he's fighting the winner, and that out him, and that's a lock. He's locked to fight the winner out of these two. So that's where he's sitting. So he's basically.
Yeah, so I guess he doesn't want to take the risk because he's already got his title shot.
We got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes to go. KO and BJ, you want to jump in, and Chris, you want to jump in because you only got 3 minutes to go before.
Yeah, Chris Arreola, the Mexican Tex Cobb.
Explain that for the English fans because I don't know who.
Random Tex Cobb.
Yeah.
Who's Tex Cobb?
He fought Larry Holmes and Randall Tex Cobb is responsible for Howard Cosell leaving boxing.
That's gonna go off topic again. PJ, you wanna jump in? Go ahead, PJ.
Like I said, I'm still going with Stiverne, man, and I agree with everyone else. I don't even see why Arreola is back in this fight after simply beating Seth Mitchell.
Yeah. All right. Well,
shit.
The panel was.
Shit, I'm gonna keep it real. I think I could have knocked out Seth Mitchell, man. That dude ain't got no chin whatsoever.
Yeah, you could have knocked out what's his name again? Sugar. What's his name again, Beast?
Who's that?
What's his name again? Suge Knight as well, ain't it, Umar?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely knock him out.
You and Chris got Suge Knight. You can knock out Suge Knight as well, yeah? You and Chris.
Yeah, no problems. You already know we had that conversation. Me and Chris will service that dude, man.
Not even Seth Mitchell didn't have no chin. His defense and his ring positioning is just terrible, man.
All right. All right.
Obviously, I'm just joking, man. Seth Mitchell beat the shit out of me, man. But I'm just saying, the dude for a heavyweight fighter that they calling a contender, he ain't got it, man. He ain't got it.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, is what it is. Is what it is. The panel's unanimous. Ben Umar, TJ, Boxing Beast and Rhymes, Kyle, Chris Caban, Sloppy. Everyone's got it. Everyone's got it. We've got Stiverne. How do you see it? Leave your comments in the comment section, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, why y'all